Now I know that the title's clickbaity as shit, but ultimately there is a way that you can make more money without doing more work, and it's getting better at making landing pages. A landing page is like a brochure, it's like a menu where you send people to where they consider doing business with you. And the majority of them, unfortunately, are shit. The reason I want to make this video is so there's one resource and place I can send people every time someone says, James, why aren't I making sales? I'll send 300 people, no one bought. Yeah, well, go watch this video because I'll explain exactly why. And for some of you watching this thinking, oh, I know this already, Alex Hormozi says a lot of waffle, but one thing he said that's legit the other day is people need to be reminded more than they need to be taught. You might already know some of this stuff, but you need to be reminded. First things first, I can never get behind sending people from social media to a landing page. It's like first approaching someone at the bar and saying, hey, do you want to come suck my willy? Because if you were to do the process right and go for loads of dinners and dates and treat that person really well, they might end up really enjoying sucking your willy. But if you say suck my willy too soon, they go, whoa, wrong person. You didn't do the steps necessary to get to the willy sucking. A landing page is not a website, and so many of you try and host your landing page on your Wix or your Squarespace on a website that's too multifaceted to do too many different things, and it ends up looking shit. Lead pages and ClickFunnels, all of these sites wouldn't be able to charge the premium of what they do of like $49 a month unless they had a real tangible benefit to the amount of bottom line sales that you're making. Another big consideration to make as well is when people do land on these landing pages, we're not trying to force them to buy. We're trying to coerce them. If you're the manager of a restaurant and someone's looking at your menu, you don't say, get inside. Good, take that seat over there. You're like, hey, if you want to come in, I'd love to have you here. But again, I respect you. If you want to go somewhere else, maybe check a few other restaurants out. It's also completely fine. Which one of those two is going to make you more likely to want to go into that person's restaurant? My biggest gripe is on websites, there are far too many places for people to click. About me, services, contact us. There needs to be one ultimate goal from a landing page, and that is so that someone goes from not doing business with you to start doing business with you. And some people can sometimes confuse a squeeze page with a landing page. A squeeze page has one objective and one objective only, that someone arrives on that and gives you the contact information. The landing page is that someone lands on that page and they end up doing business with you. So to pay off the title of this about how to make more money without doing more work is if you can improve the efficacy of your landing page. I'm cursed at the moment. I don't know what I've done or who I've annoyed, but anytime I start recording content, someone has some type of power tool in the neighborhood or the vicinity. The reason that I love using landing pages as much as anything else is the analytics that we can get. We can see the visitors and we can look at the conversions, and we could classify success as someone clicking through to the checkout. Although I know some people are going to click through to the checkout and maybe bounce, let's just look at it like that. But we can now identify. If you're getting 1,000 people land on the page and only one person's bought, that's a conversion issue. Maybe the structure, maybe the layout, maybe the offer. You might be tripping yourself up with some of the things that we're going to talk about in a second. Or ultimately, you could be too expensive. And a massive mistake that people make is they think they get to dictate the price. Oh, well, I did a master's degree and I've got a BSc in kinesiology, so I should be getting $120 a week. You don't determine what you charge for an hour. The demand for your services is in charge of what you get an hour. Because I don't care what qualifications you've got. If no one wants to use your services, the prices need to come down so it's easier to get people in, because you want to be busy as a priority. You'd rather have 30 clients underpaying you than 3 clients paying the going rate that you think you're worth. And ultimately, again, someone such as myself, I charge a fortune, and I'm one of the most underqualified people ever because in some weird way, I'm not even sure how, I've created demand for my services. Demand is the currency that determines how much money we get. So if loads of people landing, no one's buying, conversion issue. But if 10 people are landing and 1 to 2 of them are buying, we've got great conversion. And the issue is the bottleneck to that is traffic. And if you're not looking at the analytics, it becomes very difficult to understand when we have a traffic issue, when we have a conversion issue. Now, one of the reasons as well that a lot of people can leave a lot of money on the table is this. We go through periods of being hot and cold. Some people arriving on your landing page are hot. They are ready to go. They're ready to buy. They've just had an argument with their ex and they're going to get the revenge body, or they've just gone into their overdrive and they're sick of being skint, whatever it is. Or they've just hurt their shoulder, getting up off the sofa, and this is the time they're going to get a physio to help them mend themselves. If they land on their landing page and you give them a cold outcome, book in a sales call, inquire for coaching. People don't want a sales call. They want to get going. They want to start now. People that are going to be your best clients are usually the most impatient. They're the ones that will pay the most money. The same way that if I buy something for $10, if it's $12 to get it come a day earlier, I'm paying it. Even though the thing only costs $10, I want it tomorrow. I want it right now. In fact, the majority of the tech sat in front of me, when I order it online, I can get it the next day or within 2 to 4 hours, and I can pay an Uber driver to come get it. Babe, I've just bought a new DJI Pocket Osmo 3. Oh yeah. It's going to be here in 2 hours. So can you be by the door for when it arrives? Because I'm hot. I wanted the camera and now I've got it. By booking in a sales call or putting off the process till later, you allow people to cool down. They become more rational. And ultimately, by the time you come around to the call, they may want it less. And I hate inquiry forms. Inquire for coaching. You're not that important. It's not like I'm inquiring to see whether or not I can book you for a nightlife appearance in 3 weeks' time because you've been on Love Island. Just show your prices and let people buy. If you want to jump on a call and chat with them, do it as part of your onboarding process. Hey, Steve, once you buy, we're going to jump on a call for half hour to get to know each other. And just to let you know, Steve, you still have a money back guarantee. If you have a money back guarantee, you shouldn't have to need a sales call. If you have a money back guarantee, you shouldn't need an inquiry form. You should get the money from the person so you can start doing what you're doing. One of the best things that you can do for your process, for your sales, for your funnel, is to put a VSL, a video sales letter, or a video that just sits top and center of the page. And it's just going to do and say what everything does on the page. Because imagine this, I said this a million times before. Whenever I was single and dating, a picture was never enough of a girl, because the amount of girls that look good in pictures, and I saw them in real life and I'm like, you look nothing like you look like in your pictures. If I could see a video of them, I could build trust and understand what they look like and when they move. And ultimately the same thing happens when you watch a video of someone, not overly edited, not overly polished, just off the cuff like this one. I'm not reading any notes. I'm just yarning. You can get to understand how the person's mind works. You just sit there and just say what it is, what they get, why they need it, why to trust you, how to pay. And have that in the text and copy below in case they're not prepared to watch the video. And then have a button to buy. There are so many complexities with the inquiry form. They might get bored and go, oh, fuck this, I'll come back later, and they never come back. With the booking in the sales call, you either have loads of availability in your diary, so they think you're a shit and not very good at your job, or you have no availability in your diary because you're trying to do that thing where you go, oh, I'll just have 2 hours a day for sales calls between 4 and 7. So then they'll think I'm really busy. But then they go through and go, well, I'm at work from 4 till 7, so fuck this guy, I'll use someone else. Another thing, men, you cannot design shit. It's why your missus does the pillow arrangements and she makes the bed and she puts the throws on it. All of my friends that as single men had a good looking bedroom and pillow arrangement on the bed, I thought were gay, because no straight man knows what they're doing with color palettes. You can go to Adobe and look at the color wheel and look at what colors go with what colors. You dudes using a luminous green, red and black. You're using colors of sex and violence. Some of you guys are using pink when you don't work with women. And that's why a lot of these lead pages, landing pages, ClickFunnels often have color palettes that are already designed and thought out. So many of you are well doing videos that aren't at eye level. You're looking down at people. Hey guys, welcome to my program. This camera is on eye level right now, because then we're looking to each other. If I go down and look up to you, it makes me look inferior. If I go high and look down, it looks like you're inferior. The most people that are personal trainers or have been coaches before, you adjust yourself to your client's eye level. When they're down on the floor doing ab crunches, you go down to match the eye level so you're not looking down to them. You need to do the same when you're recording your own content. And just remember, if you're not getting many clients, let's look at the landing page. If you're not getting enough traffic, let's move to the segment above, which is going to be email marketing. I've done loads of videos on that before. If your email list is stagnant and dry and you're not getting enough traffic from that, you need to go to socials and awareness and get more people to join your email list. There should be a trickle, like a chocolate fondue fountain, coming down all of the time. And if there's ever a time that your sales don't look the way they want to, you need to analyze and understand, where is the bottleneck in my process of the chocolate fondue? Now, one thing that's cropped up a lot recently that I want to just die and go away is commitment periods. Hey guys, it's $300 a month with a commitment period of 6 months. You must commit to me because I am a coach and I put... What are you doing? You're looking desperate. I get it. You want cash up front, so if they're a bad client or they mess you around, that you don't... But stop it, because ultimately there is risk on either side here. This is why we have the money back guarantee. The person arriving on your site carries all of the risk because they think you're crap at what you do, because the majority of people that do what you do are crap. Let's be honest. By you taking the money back guarantee, you take that risk from them and you hold it yourself. But what's the point of having a money back guarantee and doing that with the risk if you're going to have a commitment period? Again, I've sometimes looked at Airbnbs to stay. I found real nice Airbnbs. I'm like, we're going to stay here. It's really expensive, but I love the place. I'm already imagining myself sleeping in that Airbnb. Then I look, minimum 2-night commitment. Fuck you. I'm not staying. I'm not interested. I'm going to a hotel. You can fuck off. I don't like being forced and confined into things. When I'm out and about, I get my coffee in a takeaway cup because I don't want to feel that I have to be tied to the cafe. If I want to get up and go for a walk, I'm going for a walk. It's me and my son. They know what you're doing. You're just trying to get a grab of money up front. Do you know what? There are a lot of business mentorships online, a bit like mine. And all of the people that have come to me really annoyed with the one that they've come from, really unhappy with the level of the service or whatever it is, all of them have been tied into commitment periods where they're like, oh, James, it's been 6 months and I've still got to pay them. Still having to be contractually obligated to pay someone when you are no longer emotionally invested or interested in their product, course or service is probably one of the worst things in the world. It's one of the reasons that I'm so pissed off with Whoop. I had a Whoop ban for a bit, and then after 6 months I was over it and I cancelled it, and they're like, 12 months. You're in for 12 months. And now I will never say a good thing about Whoop. Fuck you, Whoop. fuck you, man. And these people just find their way to your Trustpilot and leave you neggy reviews. Let's be honest, if someone 3 months into your program doesn't want to be in your program, they're going to email you. And if you're a dick about it, they're going to say they've got an eating disorder or they're struggling with mental health, and you're going to have to refund them anyway. So just piss off the commitment, because ultimately, get rid of the commitment, give a money back guarantee, stop putting up barriers to entry, because for some people, they are ready to buy, they're hot, they're on your page, they're ready to go. Then they see a 6-month commitment and you just give them that one bit of ammunition that they needed not to buy. Take the risk on yourself, because then you can get more clients, and a certain percentage of them will fuck you around. But ultimately, so many of you moaning about so many elements of your business, if you had more clients coming through, the majority of your problems go away. You would much rather have a higher churn, 10 clients coming in, 2 going away, versus just 3 coming in. And for so many of you, you charge monthly or quarterly as another way of trying to get the cash up front. Just make it as easy as possible for that person to join you and start with you, because not everyone has $800 in their bank account ready to go at any given point. For some people, they can afford your services, but what they can't afford to do is to splash down 3 months of upfront payment to a coach they've never used before, which would take their bank account straight to the red. Whereas if you would say, hey guys, it's $400 a month, but if you want to pay weekly, if you want to pay quarterly, however you want to pay, I will accept, because I want to reduce the barrier to entry for you to start, because someone might only in their budgeted account have a couple $100 to play with. And that's going out for their friends for a few drinks, a few groceries. And if you reduce your barrier to entry to $100 a week, they go, oh, I'm getting paid next week, I'll spend $100 joining this program. So many of you are making it so much harder than necessary. Instead of seeing your landing page as a thing that serves you and your business, make it as something that serves them, to eradicate any insecurities, to remove all the barriers to entry, that makes them get to the end of the video thinking, wow, my day is worse if I don't take up this person on what they're doing. I'm going to give you a link to my landing page, which is a little bit of a website, in the description. And I'm actually then going to show you my squeeze page, which is where I have the 30 days of life-changing business information. Take a look at those pages, understand the format, appreciate they have one function and one function only. One is for emails, one is to get people to buy my course. Get your landing page right and everything is easier. Good day.